exciting episode of Family and Society Talk Show. A few minutes behind schedule. I have a couple. I'm getting straight to it so that we'll not waste further time. I have a couple with me to discuss a very important topic. We are going to talk marriage. We are going to discuss marriage. We're going to be discussing how should couple relate? What kind of relationship should couples have after the first 15 years of their marriage? Once again, welcome to WeFM 106.3, the power of talk. This is the Family and Society Talk Show. It is an initiative of Pure Heart Family Development Foundation. With me in the studio this afternoon is Mr. and Mrs. Sylvester Laurie. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Mrs. Laurie, I want to hear your voice. Say hello to our listeners.
Hello, listeners. Happy New Year.
Oh, good. And for your information, Ashley Laurie is the founder of Pad Up Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, so just for you to know. So, and unfortunately, you can't see them for our listeners, but for those that are viewing, you can see how young they are. They are a young, beautiful, lovely couple. And as young, okay, you can see that for those that are viewing. They look so young, but they are blessed with 4, right?
Yeah,
4
kids.
lovely children.
4
okay,
for now.
so for now, right?
For now.
Oh, interesting. Did you hear that, Ashley?
I'd like-
He said for now.
Maybe
What?
he's carrying it.
Okay. Please, my guest, I would like you to introduce yourself. I have with me today Mr. and Mrs. Sylvester Laurie. Please introduce yourselves.
Okay. I think ladies first.
Okay. My name is Ashley Laurie.
Mm.
I'm mother of 4 children,
Mm.
a wife to Mr. Laurie, and a happy woman for today, in case it gets me angry.
Mm.
And I am into development. I work with an NGO, a menstrual center that has to do with adolescent girls and women, menstrual hygiene, general hygiene, and sanitation.
Right. Audio, please, so that we can hear you better. Go ahead.
General sanitation.
Okay.
It's a pleasure for me to be here to talk about marriage and my journey so far. Like I say, no marriage comes with a manual, but we stumble.
Okay, thank you. If I allow you, you will go on. Okay.
Yeah, I'll make my
Mr.
brief.
Laurie, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Sylvester Laurie and I'm a business broker. I think that's all, to make it very brief.
Okay.
Business broker.
So, has 2023 been to you? How good has it been? You know, we've been having a lot of challenges since the year began, and a lot of queues. We have to queue for fuel, which I think is a little bit subsided right now. If you agree with me, then we've been queuing also for the
Cash.
collection of the PVC, and also we have to queue to collect cash to get cash. It's actually been something.
Queuing year,
Yes.
actually.
Well, here we are. We as usual, you know how we are. Nigerians, we're strong. We're gonna overcome. We shall overcome at the end of the day. So once again, I'm welcoming you. And our topic of discussion, like I said, this beautiful couple have spent their first 15 years together, and I brought them to the studio to talk to us, okay, about their experiences, how the first 15 years of their marriage has been. We are discussing how couples should feel, how they should feel after the first 15 years together. So 15 years is not been the journey so far. Briefly, how has it been? Very briefly, the ladies first. Let's start with you, Ashley.
It's been a learning process for me. Yeah, it's been a process where you have to grow into understanding each other. Like I would say that marriage is a teamwork.
Yeah.
And marriage is not a perfect scenario.
Right.
The story we usually get about marriage is to find out very tall, handsome, dark, rich, and all of that. Nobody tells you what's beneath it. That under the handsome man, you can get a toxic relationship. Under the very rich man, you can get a time where he'll be selfish. Under the very tall man, he could be very ugly because of the bad way he treats you. So basically, I would say marriage is a collation of forgiveness, empathy, communication, friendship, trust and love. You can't
Okay, I actually wanted you to personalize you. How has it been for you so far
Yeah.
this past 15 years?
This is the whole of what it has been for me the past 15 years.
Okay.
It's been a lot of forgiveness, it's been
Oh,
a lot
definitely.
of communication,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of moving out and moving in, it's been a lot of prayers, it's been a lot of friendship,
Okay.
happiness, and partnership, basically.
Okay. Okay. All right, Mr. Laurie, how the journey so far past 15 years? Briefly,
Okay.
how has it been as a man, looking at it from the man's perspective?
Okay, for me, the past 15 years has been. When you told me, since when I could go here, I've been saying 15 years, 15 years. I'm like, 15 years, like, it's a long time. Like, wow, how have I been, as in, staying woman for 15 years and whatever.
Right.
So, most times, I don't know. I'll first of all say it's God.
Mm.
Let's first of all say it's God. It's
Mm.
not by, there's no two minds are like the same thing.
Mm.
I don't know the full recipe. If I'm to write a book, but I don't know how I got here. So let me first of all give credit to God that it was God that made it, that kept us this far.
Right.
Number two strong point for my own mind for 15 years has been friendship. I think friendship is very, very important to me because a lot of times I don't know I'm married. I don't act married. I don't want to look married. She's more of my friend than real wife. So I don't think I have a wife. I think I have a friend.
Mm.
So that's been what stood out for me in the marriage. Then two, I think another that stood out is the bond. I think I have a very strong bond in my marriage. That's
Right.
family, both families
Right.
liking each other.
Right.
And so most times when there are challenges, setback in the past 15 years, you can always run back to someone to say, help, sort out. So
Okay.
that's it.
Yeah, okay. Like we know why I decided that I bring up couple. You may not necessarily be the last couple I'm going to have to bring to like share your experience with us, with our listeners. Okay, I want people to listen to you, and as much as you feel you can share. I'm not saying go into details. Probably what you have gone through. You don't have to go into details, but just pinpoint here and there for people to pick up one or two lessons, to be able to get to the stage and the level that you have gotten into. A lot of people I just got into marriages, and when they hear 15 years, they're like, whoa, already 15, how did they do it? How did they get there? My next question is, what during these past years, what has been the most, or at what point did you face the most challenging period, in this marriage for you? It may not be it may be at one point for you, it may not be at the same point for him, it may be at another point. So I'm asking you now, as the woman, as the wife of the house, so at what point was it most challenging? Which period was the most challenging for you this past 15 years? Just very briefly.
I wouldn't pinpoint a particular year or a particular time. Like I said earlier, for me, is one fall and get up to move on. It's been a friendship for me, and like every other friend, you quarrel, you struggle,
sure.
and you get to understand each other and move on. I would say in the beginning, like we've been friends for over 21 years, before marriage. I mean, including the marriage.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say is understanding each other and our diversity and individuality. Yeah, he is a very an extrovert. I'm kind of more like, is there anything like an intro, extro? Like
A combination of intro and extro.
Yeah, and sometimes I just want us, but he wants we, It was a struggle for me to understand that, okay, this is the kind of person he is. Now, understanding that it makes him happy to have a lot of people, to be out there, I had to tune in and have that extra.
So you never had a particular moment you will look back and say, oh, at this period was really very challenging, or maybe when I started having my kids, or maybe at this moment when this happened, or nothing like that.
Of course, children.
I just gave that as an instance.
Yeah. Thanks for the instance is quite very valid. Children would stir up a lot of things. For me, having kids.
Okay, since you can't like pinpoint a particular moment where you say, okay, this is a moment where it was really like really weighed me down, in this journey so far. At what point or which moment would you say gave you joy the most? That's your most joyful
Static.
moment. Yes, in this past journey, 15 years journey.
When I had my baby girl,
Okay.
yeah, it was like a blossom, a flower to me because I've had boys before then.
Okay.
And it's been a struggle to understand the male kids and try to fit into their pattern.
Mm.
Yeah, and the lowest part for me having kids was my birth. It kind of gave me self-esteem for a very long time.
Really?
Yeah, it did. Coming from a size 8 into a size 10, 12, blowing to 14.
10, 12, and you are here complaining. We have 18, 20, and
Yeah, there's a lot work with you because I work with a lot of people because of their size. I'm
Right.
a petite woman.
right.
Now going round being petite, you now look like a ball and all of that. And looking
No,
at
you
these
don't.
girls
No,
nowadays,
you don't. No, you don't. Actually, be
you
grateful.
know,
Okay, let's come back to Mr. Laurie. I'm putting the same questions back to you. Your lowest period. Let's start with which moment would you say was most challenging this past few years? Let's start with that for you.
Okay, for the
As a man and a husband and as a father.
for my most challenging part in the past year was trying to be responsible.
Okay.
Yes, that was the most challenging, trying to be responsible. Because I think I had a first child when I was 23 years old.
Okay.
So at 23, it was challenging. I didn't know whether I was ready,
Or
whether
not.
I was not ready, whether I
Are
was
you
making a
serious?
mistake. Was I just knew that, man, she's a woman, she would have gotten married by 23, and we actually moved out to stay together. So I kept on asking, like, am I making, but it was very challenging. Will I change? Will I stop going out? Will I stop doing this? That was one challenge.
So that was the one that was worrying, that
Yes,
was bothering you.
Yes, it was really challenging. Like, am I ready to be here?
Okay.
And I think the second part too was
Yes.
trying to admit
Okay.
that you can't change. You can't change
You
your
can't
spouse.
change. Right.
That's a very, very difficult part. I mean,
Like
I'm
you
sure-
are in together
Yes,
for life.
Yes, like it's the more like you have entered one chance.
It took you time for that to sink.
Yes. So most times I try to change her. I say, for example, don't put this pen here, and she says yes. And you come back and you find the pen there. You come back, you find the pen there. So you now that's what I said. So will I live with this pen for the rest of my life? So it took me a while that you have to live with a lot of things in marriage. Yes, and it has really, really helped me. So, but it was really challenging. I thought she too had that challenge with me. I think it was even more on her own part trying to change me, like overnight. So
Okay.
it's a challenge part.
So which part gave you, so much joy the most? Where you felt fulfilled?
For my most till today, when I look at my kids, I look at my life. When I look at my age, when I look at it was worth it. The struggle was like so long, and if I look back today, when I look at my kids, I'm like, man, it's worth it. Money can't buy. It's in fact, I told myself that.
Yeah, I like that. Money can't buy.
Yeah, I told myself that my next world, 23 is too late. My next world, I'll get married at 15 because it was hard, but I just look at that, man. It's fun growing up with your kids and whatever. So that it's not even like the most exciting. It still excites me today.
Okay, thank you. At this point, our listeners, if you've been there, I'd like to call out our phone line so that you can be a part of the show. In case you have a question to ask the couple with us in the studio, or you have a contribution to make as far as this topic is concerned. Okay, and our phone lines are 0817 687 2132, 0817 687 2134. That's 0817 687 2132 and 0817 687 2134. Okay, having said that, that there are moments, okay, when couples, they still fall in and out of love because of we are human. That there are times living together, change, they said, is constant, right? And at one moment or the other, you may feel, I don't know what it is exactly, but what I know is there's a possibility that couples do fall in and out of love. Did you ever experience, was there any moment within these past years that you felt, am I still in love? Are we still in love? Actually, was there any such time?
Yeah.
When you felt you had to question yourself that, am I really, did I marry my love? Did I marry the man? Am I truly in love? That kind of a question.
Yes, everybody gets there, even in relationship. Sometimes you want to evaluate your I mean whatever you're doing in that relationship. If you're giving too much and receiving less. And I feel before a couple fall, let me personalize it. Before I would want to fall out of love is maybe when I evaluate myself and I see that I'm giving so much and I'm not
receiving, getting back.
I'm not expecting the same quantity or rather that I gave. No, but a little bit of should I call it repentance, or rather a little bit of evaluation to say, okay, let me take a little tilt for this person. It's sacrifice for me. If I can sacrifice so much, because it's not very convenient to want to bend for the other person. But if I would bend,
that's where the sacrifice comes in.
I would expect you to at least try. He mentioned the pen. You keep this particular pen here, and you come back, you meet it there, because I will keep dropping the pen there. Sometimes I could go like, please get used to it. This pen will be here, because I kind of feel like I take some other things from you that I wouldn't throw at you and tell you to change.
So why can't you accept?
Why can't you now accept
exactly?
Like men could be very untidy. They could just drop things anyhow, and you pick up after.
It could
them.
be. There are times it's the other way around. You know.
Yes, I just say in my case. Just drop things. And just drop the things, and you come in, you'll be like, why?
Yes.
Or pee and clean the toilet seat, and such things. Then you notice that this is reoccurring, and staying up so much strife in the house. Just do it yourself. I would just do it myself and just allow it to go. Because I'm tired of fighting.
For peace to reign.
For peace to
okay, Mrs. Sylvester, the question is to you now. So, was there at any point where you felt
that whether I made a mistake or
yes,
whatever?
like you felt you have fallen out of love or something like that?
I think most times when I fall out of love is times I can really remember a lot of times, because I'm not trying to make it look like she's Jesus, but she's perfect. She's almost perfect. Yes, and but times I fall out of. But I tell you, times I fall out of love, like it has happened a lot of times when she's pregnant. Our mood swings is bad. I've asked myself that, man, do I want to be here?
Are you kidding me?
Like that pregnancy time is like his payback time. So if you've offended her or whatever, it's the time to either nag or maybe want to be.
But it's normal for a woman to nag during pregnancy.
Yes, but mine is like I expect it too many times. Like there's an instance, for example, when she was pregnant, we had a business going and she woke up and said she's not doing it again. She went to the office, closed down the company, scattered everywhere, and said it's over. I knew it was hormones, but those are times I'm like, why am I this kind of human being? Like, and so those times has happened like 4 times in my life. Not like 4 times. Before pregnancy, I'm exhausted. She has done it on a couple of times, and it still plays in my head. So those are times I've really. Aside that, I don't think I've ever looked back and said, why did I make a mistake? No.
Okay, so far, how much in percentage? How much in love would you two say you are right now?
In love?
Yes, how much in love? Yes, 10%, 20%, 100%, 50%
Okay, on a scale of
in love.
1 to 10.
Yes.
For me, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay, let's use 1 to 10.
For the love I have for her from now to I think I'm still at 9. The remaining one is maybe we just shared it with the kids. Maybe there's this certain love that, okay, fine. If she tells you, you can say, "I'm just day or day." You just carry your children and watch TV. You have someone to hold. For me, I don't know about her, but that's all.
What about you?
For me, I think I shared it into 2 between the kids and my husband, but I'll say he has 6 because I've come to realize that those children will give me something, and the companion I'll need is my husband. So I would say 6 for him.
When people divide love between their spouse and the children, is it right? Don't you think? Okay, we are like using the scale of 1 to 10, and you are like, okay, 6, 4, maybe 6 for him, 4 for the children. I don't think it's accurate, right? I think it should be 9 for him, then on another scale, 10 for the children. So why do
No, I think we're doing a one scale thing to 10.
Yes, for him.
For him.
For him, yes. I didn't
Okay, for him.
For him.
Oh, for him.
Yes.
It's 9. It's 10. I'll say 10.
Whoa, yeah.
I'll say 10 for him.
Okay.
If you don't win more than I know.
Of course I do.
You see,
It's
do
recorded.
you
No,
see that
no, you
now?
just
Do
play,
you
oh.
see that now?
Okay.
So you never know. Now you know. So now you have to retaliate.
The
No.
one.
You know, you have to.
That one she has to
The
work
remaining
hard.
1%. You said 9%.
Yes.
So you have to complete it.
But she has to work hard.
Hmm?
She has to maybe another
I
20
reduce
years.
it to 6.
Maybe 20 years I'll add one more year.
It's
Every
6 now. You see why I said 6?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so how has so far how your relationship with your in-laws? Have your in-laws are you the lucky type that from time they accepted, or from the beginning was it that they weren't so loving and accepting, then eventually how a little bit on your in-laws,
My
your
in-laws are
parents in-laws, your brothers and sisters in-laws, did they always love you from the beginning? Were you always accepted from the beginning or not?
okay. My in-laws have been a major part of my marriage. They've been amazing. Like I said, we were friends before, so
Speak
I
up,
was
please.
also friends with my in-laws.
Mm.
My brother-in-law is an awesome friend. My mother-in-law would join me to sell my husband's house, and we share the money. We were that close.
Okay.
My sister-in-laws are my friends. My in-laws are major parts. They are one of the bedrock of my marriage.
good.
I would say
Okay.
for talking about the board of the marriage where you run to for
Mm.
solace, my in-laws are the ones I run to. I think I'm one of the lucky ones. It's usually very
Okay.
strange to me when I hear people speak
Having in-laws
ill
issues.
and have in-laws issues. I and my in-laws were very cool. Like
Okay.
very cool.
Okay, good. Okay, what about Mr. Laurie?
For me, I come from a very large family. So like I said in the beginning, where in my house now, I have like two, my mother-in-law and my sisters in my house. So we live together. But when we started dating, she came into my house as a friend. So my family first saw her like a girl from the area and whatever. So on our own part, that's how she took me to her own house. I know about when we were dating, there was time I was sick. I think I was about 18. I slept in the house. Even without my parents' consent, my mom was like, "You are not feeling fine, just spend night." So I have this very cool relationship with her parents. But they are in Imo State, so my parents are here. So we are more on my own part. But our brothers, they all stayed with me. They all stayed with me.
Our brothers?
Yes, our brothers, they all stayed in my house, grew up in my house and whatever.
Nice.
So I have better relationship with our siblings. Yes, and so I don't think there's any problem.
Oh, okay. You guys have been okay. Very, very. That's a good one. Okay, there is a saying that, which I believe that marriage don't work. Would you agree when they say that it's not the marriage itself as an institution that works, but the love? Do you agree? Do you both agree?
That marriage doesn't
That it's
work.
not the marriage as in quote marriage as an institution. It is the love, not the union or the
Yeah, for
quote
the,
marriage that works. It is the emotion that is behind it. That's what you feel for each other. That's the love that works, that makes it work, not just carrying that status of being marriage. Do you agree?
yes, for me, you can't really quantify when you want to say you can't really have a particular ingredient for marriage that makes it work. It might not, like I said, it's not just the emotion, it's not just the love. It's like you're cooking soup. You understand? It's how your soup will done. So if you can put periwinkle, you can put crayfish, you can put different ingredients, but there's no one part. Once one thing is missing in the soup, it goes sour. So the soup you always have to keep on warming, recooking, stirring, make sure it doesn't burn or whatever. That's why it's hard to actually advise someone on relationship, because emotion is not even the main. Emotion, let me speak pidgin. Emotion no join for the marriage or
Okay,
love.
in other words, let me put it in other words. Love is not enough.
Yes.
As far as marriage is concerned.
Yes, it's not.
Okay,
it's
let's
not.
talk about that. Let's talk a little about that. Love not being enough. What does it entail to have, a successful marriage? At least to be able to coexist,
Okay.
just like you have done this past 15 years. It's a big deal. As
Yes,
far as I'm concerned.
because a lot of marriages are suffering now.
yes,
A lot of marriages are suffering.
that's what I'm saying. It's a
Yes,
big deal.
yes. So the fundamental problem for marriages now that will not suffer before you get to this stage to say is it love or whatever is the foundation. Don't get
Okay,
married on a faulty.
Hello. I think we have a caller. Hello. Okay, it's ended. Okay, if you were the one trying to reach out to us, please try call back. Call us again 0817-687-2132 and 0817-687-2134. Our phone lines are open. Please call in to be a part of the show. Share your contributions and your views with us. So please go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, the foundation has to be right. You understand? If the foundation is not right, and you try to put love in the middle, you try to put emotion, try to put money, it's like building a house. Once there's no once there's no cement under or whatever, you just keep on. You now have a weak foundation. You now put love, put money, put church, put religion, put children. It will collapse. So first things first, get your foundation right. 2, you can never to make for a long-lasting marriage. I've told my own secret. Let me just say, on a scale of 1 to 10, a woman has like 6% to hold marriage. I won't lie to you. My 15 years of marriage, I've told her before. I've said it. Listen, she has played major role. A lot of marriages why marriages are breaking up, women are not patient anymore.
Women are not patient anymore. Yes, on one side. But on the other side, we also have the challenge with men that are not equally not patient
Yes,
anymore.
because you asked me a question. You
And yeah, there's this saying that it is a woman that builds the home and all that. But I think a man equally has a lot of role to play.
That's why I
to
said,
make a marriage successful.
that's why I
and work.
said on the scale of this adage you just said, the woman they didn't just formulate it. It didn't just come.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's already been if it was easy to have said the man makes the home or whatever. Now the reason why I put
But men equally capitalize on that fact that they
Yes.
say it is the duty of the woman and they
Yes.
just like turn their back.
That's why
If you like, make it work. If you like, don't let it work. But it shouldn't be so.
that's why I said
Sorry, can I
Yes,
just-
go ahead.
I would say that putting a burden on the woman or putting it on the man
Alone.
is a wrong idea.
It's a wrong idea. I
I
agree.
would say agreeing to coexist, agreeing
yeah.
to partner in marriage
It's
is what
partnership.
makes it work.
Absolutely.
And if you term that it's supposed to be for the woman to make it work, you now give leverage for the other man to do whatever
To
he
do
likes
less.
because he
Yeah, and
feels
to be careless.
she needs the marriage more. That is why marriages are breaking.
I
Because
agree.
now women are now very much aware that see, this is supposed to be a partnership. This is 50-50. Yeah. And if you're not bringing in your quota, I would not want to be here. But the truth of the matter is, I'll always refer to the Bible. God has pinpointed, and the Bible says that if you find a wife, you find a good thing, and you
Yes.
obtain favor
From the Lord.
from the Lord.
Right.
It is a tit for tat. It also goes ahead to say that if you love your wife, the Bible says you should love your wife just as Christ
Loved the church and gave his
and
life
gave
for
his
it.
life. Then he now told the woman to respect your husband. Yeah. You can see that it is a tit for tat. There's always a middle.
No,
Of course,
it
in a
first
situation,
said, it first told men to love their wives, and
Then
told
he
the women
woman
to respect and honor. Yeah,
the husband.
right.
It's not about who does what first. You are mandated to do this thing.
Absolutely.
Whether or not
The other party
person
is not
playing its role.
right.
Now the societal value has made it deemed that the woman must play her role, which is a wrong narrative. This is the narrative that the women are fighting about and want to change. If every man, African man, would come and understand that it does not mean that this woman needs the marriage more. We are both in this thing together. And if you're cordial in the friendship, you understand that I love this person and I want to be with this person, you will play your part.
Okay, actually, let me just hold it on. Don't forget that thought. Keep it. You will continue it. Let me ask you as a man. Why do men feel it is the woman that needs the marriage more? You are a man. I want you to tell our listeners. Let's
Okay.
hear.
Okay, she said from the Bible now, the first thing she said, love your wife. The Bible said love your wife and in return get respect.
Right.
So for me, when I said my marriage has more on her, I've played my part. I love my wife. So since then, I
Not
get the
just that
no,
you love her, you have to let her know.
No.
Let her see and feel it
That's
that
what
you
I'm
truly
telling
love
you.
her.
So what brought up this conversation is that I love my wife. That has translated from her to respecting me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said it's more like, so as a man, you understand, if you show love, if you show love is not about say money or whatever.
No.
So she knows that Sly loves me. You understand?
Right.
Even doing so I'm getting
Absolutely.
the respect, and that was keeping me.
Right.
So for some marriages that the men are not getting respect, that you say, why do you feel it's not there? The man is probably not giving her love. So he's not getting respect and he's not getting peace. So most men, they don't know how to balance it. Just love your wife, make her feel happy, make sure she's okay. And it's not about money, it's about the little attention I know, like to do. But we're coming here until she was late.
Okay, people say that to make a woman happy, all the woman needs is money. Are you of that school of thought as a man?
I disagree 100%. If everybody will be married.
Please, let's hear it.
Because that's why I said marriage is like, first of all, women, you put love from the heart. You see, you put love, it has to come. And a lot of people are married to rich men till today when they have sex or whatever, it doesn't just flow. Some people are good in marriage. I can tell you they cannot come and sit down and talk because they don't even know that talk will clash. But they'll be married for 100 years. They are good fun, but there is no, the money is what is making them, is the bedrock of the marriage. So why you should not even put money first is that
they are not
marriage is there, you need what money cannot buy. There are not things money cannot buy. That's what a lot of things, even to children, to family, to mother-in-law,
right,
to friends, whatever. So if you put money first, yes, and you are just going the wrong way, yes, you miss already. You will be frustrated. You will end up using money to buy everything. You end up using money to buy love. You don't even have sex. You have to make sure you go to Hilton or you have to buy scented candles or whatever. Yes. So you will just continue struggling. And when those people see who their soulmates, when money will not buy them. Like those women, they would be surprised that they have a boyfriend that stays in Maraba, that stays in one room where there's no light and she's enjoying her life with him than the money. So women, men need to understand that women are not pushed by money. They will collect your money. If you ask anybody if you have money, that they will still marry you. But I'm telling you, for guys, in the long run, it is not your money. A woman knows who she loves.
Right.
Just
like a man knows who he loves. Yes.
As I said, when they say after God fear women, they are not joking.
Are you?
A woman can lead you on for after God. Someone images it was like in the Garden of Eden there was Adam and Eve. They say where Eve go they talk to snake. Only 12 on a day. She had been talking to that snake like on Monday, Tuesday. She didn't just meet the guy. So for marriages, as I said, when I still put all the whole effort on women, it's not about respect. If a woman wants to stay, if a woman wants to stay, make up her mind. Forget the money, forget the booty. If you just show her love, if she's sure that you love her, you die for her. That is the key to every. If any guy once the woman is sure, once she's sure,
the key to every woman's heart.
Yeah, let her just be sure. Yes,
is love.
See, not just
making her know,
yeah, that assurance,
and realize, and you assure her that you love her. That this is, women like it when they like, this is my man.
Yes,
this one is my own.
It's my own. Yes, it's my own. No matter how bad, if you like,
right,
dance. Put this AC on top of your head.
Right.
This guy is my own.
Okay, our listeners, I hope we are learning today. You are hearing, for those that have this notion that women, all they need is money, that the only way to please a woman is money or material things. You heard today that's not right.
Money is like to spice up relationship.
Right.
Just to make it look like say this, but it's not as if there's no money, you will die, because at times the money will come, because that money, if it goes, you are dead. There's no guarantee for money. Like say, I won't feel you should even put health over even money self.
Exactly.
You should even put health over. If you have a sick husband or a sick spouse, you are dead.
Okay, let's move forward. Okay, just briefly, do you agree with what he just said, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Parenting, you have 4 children, like we said. How has it been? What kind of parents have you been? Like, we already know that this is the 21st century, like I always say. We cannot afford to be the kind of parents that our parents were to us. It doesn't work. It's not going to work, right? Do you agree with me? So how has parenting been for you this 21st century?
There's this thing behind you that you want to do what mommy did. You want to act to your children the way you feel your parents brought you up very well. Not withstanding, or rather understanding the new generation and how they think nowadays. But I would say parenting for me is be in it. Like shove every other thing to be in it.
Actually, I just remembered something. You are not going to bring up your daughter the way your mom told you. If you touch him, you get pregnant. Right?
No,
Don't even touch a guy. If you touch a guy, you get pregnant, right?
I don't do that. Because
Okay.
you would have already gotten all the information. I mean, nowadays information has
Okay,
so
if you want to tell your daughter, if you touch a guy, you get pregnant, how would you tell, how would you counsel your daughter in that angle?
firstly
Very
tell my
briefly.
daughter
Mm.
and teach my daughter sex education.
Right,
And when I see that she's now menstruating, means she's now mature,
right.
I'll tell her the danger of having pre-marital sex or fornicating. Then I will tell her the advantage of waiting, getting married,
Right.
and doing it with the right person.
Good.
I will teach my daughter abstinence a lot, but above every thought, I will pray fervently because she will be out there.
True.
She
And you
will
can't be
mingle
there
with
with
her
her
friends.
always when it gets to a stage.
Yes, she will be with her friends. She will be in school. She will meet guys she likes. Butterflies will be flying everywhere.
Her hormones will be developing.
Her hormones will be developing.
Right.
Men, boys will want to talk to her and all
Mm.
of that. But like the Bible says, that I should train my child in the way of the Lord.
So that when it grows,
It will not depart from her. So I
Absolutely.
will hold that to heart. Pray for her, but I will make sure I give her the advantages and disadvantages.
okay, that's as for your daughter. How would you bring up your boy child, your son?
My sons, I train my boys to love a woman and care for a woman, and they see their dad do the same thing. Because children tend
Very
to
important.
tilt into what they see than what they hear. No matter what you tell them, they tilt into it. Like my husband was away for a while, he had something to do somewhere in Akure, and I had menstrual cramp. And one of my sons brought me hot water bottle and tea. He must have seen that, And when I'm sad, like I'm lonely and all, they try to cheer me up. I see them trying to, do what daddy
Dogs
does
when it's around.
when he's around, and I'm proud. I'm like, okay, this is good. But on the boy child, which I think the society is neglecting more, because of course they've been this supreme.
There's been a lot of neglect on the boy child.
On the boy child recently.
We focus a lot more on the girl child, and before we know it, we neglected. But I think the awareness for the boy child education is also coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not understanding that the girl will eventually end up with this untrained.
You don't train a boy, he
Boy.
becomes a monster.
Exactly.
And your princess that you have built,
Yes.
so you
Now
live
falling, yeah.
into the hands of a monster. Right, and we
becomes
don't
a
want that,
problem.
right?
So I train my boys. My boys can cook.
Okay,
Yeah.
good,
They
nice one.
can clean the house. They can take care of themselves when they are
Okay.
not around, and take
Thank
care
you.
of their
Thank you for
sister
time.
and protect
I would
them.
like you to say a statement, or rather say something just on that, parenting so far, your boy child, your girl child, very briefly as a father, because that's from a mother's perspective. I want us to hear from yours.
Okay, for me, parenting too is like another ball game in marriage. That's why
Yes,
even like you
it
were
is.
saying,
It's another
money
chapter.
or mission, yes, money or whatever, because that's another chapter.
Yes, it is.
So a lot of children have made marriages end. The man had loved the woman so much, and they just give birth to one girl, and that's the
And
end
that's
of the marriage.
it.
That's
Because
the
all
end, because
attention
because of that,
is diverted to the
it
child.
diverts to the child, or you have a particular way you want to train your child, and your wife is not doing it the same way. You understand? So it just, the hatred just comes up. Now, to not take much of your time, my own pattern, like I said, there's no the same pattern. Because if you have 5 kids, they eat the same food, drink the same water, the same school, they all act differently. As I'm sure you say pray every morning, you just pray every morning, one will take it. The remaining 4 is television and cartoon. Some will just take, so you have to understand everybody is unique. So you have to understand your own kids too. So what I try to do to make it easy, I try and live a life that they can, exemplary life, that they can mirror, what I do. I don't have to talk. So if I wake up in the morning, like she said, if I beat my wife, you see it. I've given you, I don't have to tell you that don't beat your wife. I hit her. So I'm already passing the wrong message. So what I try to my children is, for the boys, just live a straight life. Like I don't tell my children like don't smoke, don't drink or whatever. Because I drink. But I've told them that, for example, now, I didn't drink all through my secondary school to university till I got married. So I don't want to start telling you, I don't want to bother you as I'm saying don't drink or whatever. Or what. See, guy, if you want to drink, there's a particular time you drink. Because this is what alcohol will do to you, and that's what I did. So look at my own life. If you say you want to hide and go and drink beer, I'll catch you and you're just doing yourself. But if you do it like this, that's what I did. You end up like this. But if you do it the other way, you end up. But I don't have to talk too much.
All right, thank you. So I like to call out for the last time our phone line so that our listeners can be a part of the show. 0817 687 2132 and 0817 687 2134. Okay, we have a caller. Hello. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling us from? Okay, Mr. Olushola from Karo, you're welcome. What's your contribution, please?
My contribution is that there are three things I focus in my life of marriage. First of all, is love.
Yes.
Management and money.
Okay.
Because the love have to be given. That's first.
Yes.
You have to manage yourself. Look at the outside of both of you and manage yourself.
Yeah.
And the third one that women like cash. You give them continue.
Oh, yes, I agree. We do like money. We love money. But that's not the basis, just like we have clarified.
I think there is advantage for each of them.
Right. Right.
Management is very, very important because there is no way when you are doing this, you are going to be seen and the other side of the so you manage it. That's why everybody has to go to management course to manage.
I agree.
And you know, very essential as you have said, marriage is not the love is the
Right.
The third one, cash is very important.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Have a lovely weekend. Okay, you heard me.
There is emphasis on cash.
He's laying so much emphasis. You see what I was saying?
Yes,
Gosh.
so the money is obviously like money for school fees,
Money
house rent,
beautifies
yes.
a marriage.
Those
There is
the-
no
the
doubt
last standard,
about that
yes.
or any relationship.
Yeah, so to just I saw something on social media. They said if you see a lot of celebrities now, their marriages are breaking up.
I'm coming there.
But-
Okay, I'm coming there. But finish your statement.
But the drivers in the house, the
Mm.
house help, the cook that they earn 20,000. How come the marriages are still existing?
Right. Okay.
If money is really
Um,
important,
it's-
for marriage.
You have done 15 years already. How should couples feel? How do you feel? From what you feel right now, okay? We want to hear from you. After 15 years of marriage, how should it be? A lot are not these days, okay? How should they feel after 15 years, please? Because we are winding down right now. Ashley, please. Okay, the calls are coming in right now. We have another caller. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're reaching us from? Hello, good afternoon. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Family and Society Talk. Where are you calling us from? On We FM.
I'm calling you from Kubwa.
Okay, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is from I don't know the point.
Thank you for calling. Your contribution, please.
Yeah, it's a question I have. I wanted to ask.
Okay.
Regarding marriage, I've seen such I've had that the marriage secret and different challenges encounters.
Sorry, are you married?
After I get married, right?
Are you married?
I'm not married.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of learning.
Okay, go ahead with your question. Go ahead.
So I wanted to know how do married couples try to put everything together, especially when people outside have a different perspective of maybe a partner,
Okay.
his lifestyle, or his way of life, and other things.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
How about trying to cope? Then I was like,
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your question. Okay, because we are running down. Did you hear what he said? He's asking, he's not married. He's asking if he's about to get married, he has a relationship, and people have a different opinion about the person he wants to marry. How should he go about it? Like negative.
Okay, to make it quick, if his lifestyle is a problem, for marriage, you don't think about outside. They don't exist. Outside doesn't exist. The only people you need to exist is maybe you have to define, you and the person, my lifestyle is like this. Are you ready to stay? Will you stay? Will you take me? Once they both agree that we stay here and we die here, two of them first, they can make it work. They should not outside. They should not base their marriage based on outside. After they make that work, the next thing is to set up a board.
Okay, but at what point should he look turn back from going ahead to marrying that same person that people are complaining about? Hello, good afternoon. Yeah, where are you calling us from? Your name and where you calling us from? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, go ahead. What's your contribution? We started. Okay. Yes. Mm. 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 Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. Okay, did you hear what she said? That she feels is very important before you get married, that they should both have a source of income, so that when they come together, they are not selfish, they have understanding, this contributes, and they give each other mutual respect, that she believes the marriage will work. So which we do agree with her. So from the previous question was, if you are about to marry, yes, and the person you are about to get married to has some questionable, maybe in the eyes of others, maybe in your eyes, love has blinded you, you are not saying it. How should you go about it? And you said, you responded by saying that it is what, your compatibility and your understanding that matters between the parties that want to get married. But I'm not saying that at what point should that person turn back from marrying that person?
Okay, so if we agree, for example, now maybe your lifestyle, maybe you smoke a lot, you drink, and that's all this thing, and I know that, okay, I obviously from the beginning he can't change her. That's already how she is. He has to ask himself, can I stay with a smoking, drinking, and whatever wife? If he's okay and it makes him happy, he should go ahead. The next person to put on that board is to take her to but very few people, that's probably his mom, his dad, and mom and dad, convince them, because he cannot marry without a board.
But if you have somebody that already has a habit, it's not easy to have someone change their habits, right?
That's why I said you can't change.
Yes.
So you've said, for example, now, I used to, like, what my wife did, I don't have, my looks are very, very simple. You can't see me and say I'm married. I wear earrings, I do what I want to do. But it doesn't change. So when her mom saw me, my daughter can never marry this kind of man. It is not possible on my dead body. So it was not left for her to bring me close to her mom. This guy is like, they see him, and trust me, her mom is now like my real G. So that's what the guy can do. So the mom now sees inside. It's not about,
not the outward appearance.
So if she's a nice person and it takes her home or tells her, you will see it. You can't hide it. You can't hide it.
So back to my question, because we have just a few minutes to leave the studio. What should a relationship, a couple,
after 15 years?
Yes. How stable should it be? What should it be like? 30 seconds.
So for me, at 15 years now, I feel I'm in a no going back. At 15, first of all, no room for breakup again. It is over. Like, you've entered one chance. For me, that's I see it. So at 15 years, you should be able to know that, man, I am okay with this marriage. I'm looking at 20, 30, 40. That's how I feel.
So
right
if you are in a point that after 15 years and you still feel you are not sure, then something is wrong, right?
Yes, if at 15 years really you are not sure, you are not seeing 20 or whatever years, you need to go get therapy or come to your program
for counseling.
Yes, but at 15 years,
right.
If you're not seeing another 15, 20 years, then you need to come for counseling.
Okay, yes, Ashley?
I think I agree with what you said. After at 15, you should evaluate your relationship, and I will say that talk more. Communication is key. Is key, and hope for repentance and actually repenting is also key, because I would say that you have lived with this person for 15 years, so you know the goods, the bad that the person can, show, and you have seen it all. Not seen it all though, because anybody can change, which is one constant thing. But for the things you have seen, communicate and ask yourself, can I go ahead with this? Or should I be here? Or should I take a walk from this? But if eventually you still have that thought of taking a walk, I think there's a problem. You really need a therapy.
Sorry to add go of time. Sorry to go of time because it's almost time. When I say 15 years of marriage, like for me, out of 15 years, I feel I've stayed with my wife for at least 14 years. Like stay together Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 14 years. So I've seen some 14 years too. Why you cannot count that? The man is abroad. They've stayed only for. I've seen on 14. They stayed together for like 2 years. If I when they so my advice, if you want to evaluate, stay with each other, like spend time.
Okay, so haven't mentioned that. What would be your counsel for couples that are distant relationship? They are married and
find time.
Yes.
Find time, even if it's work or whatever. Do okay. I will take a break for 2 months. That 2 months, go and stay with your child. Leave the child. Because if me and you, we are friends and we're close. If I see you every day, we will not be like this. It's either we become super
pals,
pals, or we go down. It's just that's a lot. So, but that's why I say. So that's what I also been around. I didn't say at the beginning. So for any young couples or whatever dating, try and just stay together. You will know whether you get married or not. So you don't go for counseling or you don't go to church or just try and stay.
Okay. I would like to say a big thank you. Do you have any final words for anything at all that is in your mind? You just want to say quickly to people in relationship, or they're already married, or they're having crisis. You know the age, the times that we are in. We just hear every day. So this has divorced, this has separated. They just announced their separation. It's rampant. It's crazy every day on the daily basis. So one word, Ashley, what would you say to people out there?
I would say forgiveness.
Okay.
The one bedrock that is cast now in marriage.
Okay.
You should be able to forgive your spouse.
Okay.
And move on. Not forgive and go back into the box to pick up whatever it is that caused it.
Okay.
And you move on away from whatever happened. So forgiveness.
Then at what point, for those that is dead end, at what point would you say take a bow, take a walk? At what point?
If the environment in the marriage,
Okay.
if there's a point where he hits you, she hits you, and
Domestic violence.
and it's life threatening.
You feel you are not safe anymore.
You're not safe. Take a walk,
Okay.
because if you die there, even God will have
Do you
to
agree?
forgive
I
you.
disagree.
Oh, quickly. Why?
I disagree. When you say domestic, we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Domestic violence are in different parts. You understand?
No, don't go into domestic violence. At what point should you take a walk? That's in separation, in marriage.
For me, I don't think
That was that breaking point.
I don't feel there should be. I feel it can. All marriages, if you enter, the foundation is right, you can always work it out.
What about if the foundation is wrong?
That's why I don't.
And you are in it, and it gets to that point where, no, that's it. This is it.
I don't feel there's anything.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sylvester Larry, for coming to the show today. We are very grateful to have you come here to share your experiences with us. We wish that when you are 20, 25, 30 years and above, we shall come together again and to celebrate.
Amen.
And congratulations once again on your 15th year wedding anniversary. Thank you so much, our listeners. This is where we call it a day for today's topic. Thank you to all our callers, all our listeners, those that called in. We are very appreciative. Thank you for calling. And next weekend, we shall be here again with another interesting and exciting topic. Until then, my name is Elizabeth Samsedi. Have an awesome weekend. Bye for now.